recruiting him. They said, yeah, we knew he was good in high school.
Now moving on to 174, Jacob Nolan of Binghamton up against Scott Joll of West Virginia. Joll, the junior from Belle Vernon, Pennsylvania. And for Binghamton, Nolan, the junior from Saranac, New York.
Nice slide by to a bear hug.
And all that for no points.
Slide by right to a bear hug. Good fight there by Joll.
Yeah, Jacob Nolan with a big match coming up later. First time he's ever going to wrestle against Makai Lewis.
Just little things right there. You saw Joll kind of step forward, looked like he was going to do an inside trip. Just maybe he didn't get it, but maybe he's looking at the reaction of Nolan and say, okay, this I reacted, maybe I'll hit it again.
Going into a shot for Nolan.
Ooh.
Able to finish there, 2 for Nolan.
Fake one way, high C, left side, get behind him. I like that.
Joll able to roll out. Back to his feet for Joll.
It's still green because his hand is on the rib cage. Once that hand gets to the middle of the back, then the official would say 1. A lot of people say, well, he's on his feet. But no, if that hand is all the way across the body, it's still control.
Escape for Joll, though.
From the overtime, remember, Scott, pull. Overtime, pull.
Hear that, Jacob?
Now this is where, coaches will get irritated with the nice high C. Can he come across the other side? A little scramble action here.
Neutral.
What's happening is Joll is trying to get across the body.
Still neutral here.
Nothing yet.
Instead for Nolan, looking better for him. He has his second takedown. Where did it go wrong there for Joll?
It was actually good defense by Nolan. Nolan, once the high C was in, he got his hips around and made it a little more challenging. Now what Joll has to do next time is when he gets into the high C, finish a little quicker.
Action!
Final 30 seconds of the first period.
Again, when you hear the official say action, that means somebody more than likely is going to get called for stalling.
Joll back up to his feet, trying to peel off Nolan. Looking for the mat return. Instead, a stalling called.
Wow. I guess the call was that he pushed him out of bounds. Interesting. I thought it was just a flow of natural wrestling, but
Well, Borshoff seemed to have some choice words for that. Roll through, Nolan staying on.
He's clamping down on that half and trying to get his hips a little higher, but Nolan's doing a good job of following the hips.
That's it for the first period. Nolan coming out with a couple of takedowns in that first period, looking good.
Little knee dip, duck under, and here's a second takedown. He's just getting his hips around, secured both legs, 2 legs. Oh, he's better than one.
Jacob Nolan starting out on top. Joll trying to explode up, couldn't do so.
You're absolutely right. He exploded. I like it. Even though he didn't get out, he exploded. Because too many times people put their heads down. Little action. Joll is moving, and that's what he's doing. It's just little hustle. Ooh. Came down on that shoulder pretty good.
That's a tough mat return. Joll seems to be okay. Going along with that identity we mentioned earlier, Nolan very tough on top for the Bearcats.
He's continuing to wrestle. He came down that shoulder pretty good, and I tell you, when you have adrenaline, you don't feel it. But if it was me out there, I would have felt it immediately.
Red, stalling warning bottom.
Stall warning called on Joll now.
Wow.
You don't agree with that?
The only thing that coaches want, they want consistency, And I thought that Joll was doing a good job. He was trying to move. he's doing a good job. Ultra.
Moving again, rolling through. They'll go right back to the middle with Nolan on top. And it does seem that Joll is trying everything.
Yes.
So that's why that stall warning may have came in a little bit as a shock.
Yeah, it was surprising. I mean, that's why we want effort. And sometimes just because someone isn't moving, that doesn't mean nothing's going on.
Caution bottom.
Hey, cautions are fine. You get 3 before the point's given up. Hey, let's explode. You know, sometimes you get a little caution to get a breather. I'm not saying that's what he did, but
Green cover legal.
you know, it's just one. I like it.
Back up
Good
for
mat
Joll.
return. So this time, Nolan was ready for the roll. So this time when he went to do a mat return, as he came down, he could either just let the guy roll or follow the hips, but he was prepared for it.
Post your hand. Change over. Change over. Change over.
All the work that Joll is seemingly doing. This has been the biggest cardio test of a match we've seen, and Joll finally getting out for the escape.
Good job.
That's good.
Just resting. Just continue to move. Just because it doesn't work once doesn't mean it can't work again.
Push back a little bit. Push.
Now 5 seconds left in the second period. Shoot in and on to the third with Nolan controlling this one at 4-2. Riding time still a factor for the Bearcat at 174.
So 2 minutes and 56 seconds of riding time is significant.
Check green. Red cover legal.
We're going to find out how tough Joll is on top. This looks like there's a stoppage, maybe the clock. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, because right now 9 seconds have elapsed from the clock. You don't really have to be a mathematician to know that that might not be correct. It did not feel like 9 seconds worth of wrestling. That might have been about 2 or 3.
So the goal is to get it right. Even though these matches aren't counted for a team score, they do make a difference. So we want to make sure that the officials get it right. That's always going to get it right.
And remember, another reminder, folks, that there isn't a traditional duel setup, so you're not watching right now Binghamton versus West Virginia in a duel. It's just 35 straight matches of wrestling. Virginia Tech will have its first wrestler in 2 matches from now at the second 184 matchup of the day. But there is no team score. There is a big cohesive effort of the staff here at Virginia Tech to cooperate with West Virginia and Binghamton because, let's face it, these matches need to happen for these wrestlers to be able to try to qualify for the NCAA tournament. That's been the overlying theme of why this was able to happen today.
Yep, absolutely right. Tip your hats to the coaches. Say, look, even though there's some challenges with COVID and we can certainly have scratched some of these matches, hey, we want to get our guys in. Get matches.
Once they heard Rock Harrison was coming to town, they had to do this. He's already at the Marriott.
WD kickback on red, 1 point green.
So what the call was, and I thought about that, was it was an illegal kickback. When the guy is on top and you leave your feet and kick back behind the knees or the shins, or that's an illegal hold. So they looked at it and they said, look, let's make sure that was legal or illegal. So that was the call, illegal cutback. Not that a cutback is ever legal, but
Red here, still red. Still red.
Right hand on the elbow.
Still red.
Still another point that makes it even more difficult for Joll to try to come back.
Improve, wrestlers, improve. Still red. Still
He's
red.
yelling to improve.
Still red.
so they want consistency
One
here.
green is
So
dead.
earlier in the match, Binghamton got hit for stalling for a front headlock. West Virginia was in the same situation right there. Baseball grip, bring him back in.
Trying to pull him back in. No takedown for Joll.
So they're looking at it. So they're going to say, look at the cylinder. The cylinder. So even though the feet were out at the end, were his feet in for the takedown. So we need to see that again. So at that point, it is the cylinder. It's like an imaginary circle that goes up to the sky. So if the takedown is accumulated and secured, right? Well, his foot is in. Of course, that's easy to call. But when he gets the other leg, are his feet in when he secures both legs?
Question right here.
And that's where they're going to look. Was that toe in the imaginary cylinder that goes from here to heaven? And that's what they're looking at. Was the toe in that cylinder when both legs were secured?
Another look at this. We've had some reviews so far today. This could be big if Joll is awarded those 2 points. Makes it 6-4. Nolan with riding time in his favor with just 1:13 left. He's got that locked up.
It looked like, if we look at it again, that toe, the left foot, now we're looking for the secure, driving legs. Is it secured? Hey, the cylinder to the sky. I got 2 there. Give me 2.
That's a great look from our ACC Network team.
ACC, best people in the business. I think it's a 2. When we looked at it, the cylinder goes to the ceiling, to the heavens, to the end of the universe. But the bottom line is that, was it secured? From that point, it looked like he had secured the takedown.
After officials review, the call to that is confirmed. No takedown, out of bounds action.
That might shock you a little bit, Rock. It did look like that Joll had it locked up, especially from the cylinder from here to the Andromeda Galaxy, as you said. But
Little cement action right here. Cement mixer. Here we go. We may have a fall here. This is how you turn it around. This is it right here. This is tight. Do we have it?
Joll trying to hold on for the pin. Trying to tip the match in his favor after trailing the entire time.
Cement mixer. Loving it. He's got to settle back now. That looks like a fall. That looks like a fall. That looks like a fall.
On the other side, it is a fall, Rock. Joll coming back and getting the pin after the review. What a win for the Mountaineer at 174.
Oh, cement mixer. He didn't get the takedown, but he said, I'm still going for it all. Had a cement mixer, got it tight, adjusted, and I'm telling you, the cement mixer and his shoulders were cemented to the mat. Beautiful roll through right here. Gets his hips up, running it through, chest on chest, and he just had to wait. Big fall right there. Love it.
Brings us to a